Alrighty then, so now I'm going to be showing you how to defeat, or lose against, whichever one, the Imperial Guard, because last time I lost against the Imperial Guard, so this time I want to be playing against the Imperial Guard with either the Space Marines or the Eldar and see if I can win, because it's going to be pretty hard to do this. Game options, as normal, are the Insane AI, the standard resource rate, since that confuses people, although not that many people. The starting location is fixed, all that good stuff. So the standard game options are what they normally are, what I normally have. And we're going to see if I can beat this. Probably will be really difficult because the Imperial Guard have abilities that get really maxed out whenever you're on the Insane AI, so it's probably not going to really work out too well. Yeah. I love how I look like an albino in this. It looks super white. My webcam is, like, awful. I'm not an albino in real life, by the way. It's weird that my... Okay, so anyways, you start off immediately by pausing. And then, okay, aspect... We have to build an aspect portal before you can spam a lot of these things. So, bear that in mind. And so basically, the gist of it is I'm going to try to send an engineer over to here, build a Webley gates, and then create a turret. The idea is that because of the ability of these individuals to be able to mass spawn things, I don't remember, being able to mass spawn units very early on, you absolutely positively have to be able to create a turret as quickly as humanly possible, or else you lose. There really isn't a realistic way to defeat these people without without doing that. I don't think it's possible to win, actually. So, okay, everything's going pretty good there thus far. Okay, I think everything should be good at this point. Yeah, I'm trying to save some of my resources in order to build a Webley gates. But anyways, so, okay, and then when they get along right here, this is where everything sort of kicks in. Okay, now that may have been a mistake, I may have built it too close, and we'll see. These Guardians are basically just going to be a distraction, because there's no way I can possibly hope to win against that many people. I just don't think it's possible. So, anyways, oh, balls. Yep, I built it too close. So I'm gonna lose. That's okay. That's what I expected. Yeah, I was off by just like a minute. Yeah, see how they already have a full army built up? Yeah, you're basically screwed. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna restart and try it again. So I think what I'm going to have to do is build the Webley gates a little bit further away from the base. I'm going to have to try to draw them out. Basically, my objective here is just to draw the enemy out. Basically, my objective is to draw these enemies out. Okay, starting over. Blah, 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 okay. Opening moves, always the same thing. That is one thing I do find annoying. If I get, like, a macro to do the opening moves for me, I think that would be kind of awesome, to be honest. I do find it kind of annoying that I have to constantly redo a lot of these things. Also, an aspect portal is necessary to build a, what should I call it? Oh, yeah, a turret. In order to build a turret. And turrets are going to be super important. So, yeah. Okay, now this is very important, your first opening move. So where do I build the Weaver gates? Okay, I'm going to build the Weaver Gates here. No, here. Okay, this is where I'm going to build the Weaver Gates. That way I'm not within range of their infantry yet. Now, it may not be possible to win, obviously. Simply because of the fact that it's just really hard to win, obviously. Oh my god, no! So, as you can see, I did delay them by like a second. Wait, is it? Oh, it's not built. Never mind. So, obviously, it's not possible to delay them at all. Yeah, this isn't gonna work. It may just not be possible to win against the Imperial Guard. Sometimes you run into situations where certain races on Insanity are just impossible to defeat. And I want to test that theory, because if it's impossible to defeat, then it's impossible to defeat. I make no illusions about it being possible to beat everybody all the time. So, yeah, that's a little bit obnoxious. Well, I may actually be able to do this. Okay, very careful that I measure out everything. So everything has to be very particularly done, I think. Okay. Granted, okay, good. So I'm making my Farseer, who's my commander unit. No. Why do they target the engineers first? It's going to be off by like a second. Yep. Oh well, so I just sacrificed 2 engineers, but I managed to get a turret out, which is unfortunate because they targeted the individuals first beyond everything else. So this kind of stinks, of course, but it's something you have to deal with. On this particular battle, I'm going to be trying to capture strategic points early on, simply because of the fact of how difficult it is to capture strategic points in that respect. So, as you can see, pretty low on requisition right now. I've wiped out 1 infantry unit. Oh, they're trying to destroy the Weaver Gate. No, they already have grenades. So, yeah, as you can see, they also... You think that Imperial Guard is the easiest. They're actually the hardest. They have grenades, and they can spawn nearly unlimited amounts of infantrymen. So, this is not a good thing, obviously. So I'm going to go ahead and do the healing way station. All of your resources have to be capitalized upon in a very particular way, or else you lose. So yeah, oh my goodness. So as you can see, that big wave of men in the mini-map there. Actually, you know what? It's not that big of a deal that they're sort of capitalizing. See, man. Just stay still. Why do they chase after? You don't need to get that close, obviously. I'm not sure why they are, to be honest. So, that's a little bit weird. But, whatever. So the entire idea at this point is just a sort of a war of attrition. I'm just trying to draw their men out long enough to create enough of a problem to where I can kill these people. So, okay, so the healing station is up and working. I don't know how they're attacking it, but they are. I'm not even sure what they're attacking it with. This is kind of weird. Yeah. Okay. As you can see, there'd be no way for my men to be able to take their men on head-on. I absolutely have to build turrets. And even with a bunch of turrets, I'm still going to have... oh, crap. A considerable amount of drawbacks to this. So, yeah, that's something to bear in mind. Now, you can repair, obviously, any of these things. So see if I can attack them. No, I can't attack them. Okay. And these guys are good because they can target so commander units can target obviously lots of enemy units, and when you can target lots of enemy units, that allows you to deal a lot of damage to a bunch of them all at once. So basically, crowd control, some kind of way to control a big group of people, is obviously going to be more important than just having the most powerful men. It's more about specific tactics and strategies. It may still not be possible to win. Bear in mind, even with all this, you have to be super prepared for disappointment in this game, because of how this. Like, you can build up in a base to this level and still get annihilated pretty quickly. So this is always something that's really annoying. I swear I had more Bone Singers in this. I'm not sure where it is. Maybe I held off on producing it. As you can see, I'm just getting attacked at a distance by something, without really knowing what that something is. So, and you also have to make sure that you're, commanding these units to attack the other units, because they won't always. As you can see, they're automatically attacking the engineer first, so that's always something to bear in mind. Bear in mind, you have to make sure your logistics are going on in the background. You have to make sure that you're capturing strategic points, building listening posts, even when you're trying to focus on battles. So it pays to go back and double check everything. It may seem somewhat spastic, me constantly, pausing and going back and checking on other things. But if you don't have your logistics going on in the background the way you're supposed to, there's a good chance you're going to lose. And I mean, that's just the way that it is. You have to be pretty careful. As you can see, they're not attacking my base yet, because I sort of locked them into their own base, which is the basic strategy. I mean, just lure them to an area where you can kill lots of them, and that's how you win this game. Alright. And they're ignoring his armor. Woo, yeah, ignoring the armor. That's good. Okay, now get back to the healing station, of course. Yeah, so I just lured them out. That's good. That commander, of course, already has that much health missing, when normally they wouldn't. So, obviously, this is a considerable drawback. It's not a good thing. But on the other hand, it's not the end of the world. So as long as I can draw these men over to my little trap over here, I should be able to defeat them. Now, even so, Insanity AIs will be able to continuously produce as much as they're producing right now without an issue. So it can be very attractive. Oh, there's my Bone Singer. Okay, it can be very attractive to try to get upgrades first, but upgrades really have to come second. And a lot of people, of course, are going to be inclined to get upgrades because that will be obviously easier. Who is attacking them? You can see those random explosions taking place. Oh, he just destroyed it. Okay. As you can see, there's a bunch of random explosions taking place, and I'm not really sure why. There's just a bunch of random explosions all the time. The goal here is to try to kill as many of the enemy as possible without them See, as you can see, I'm somehow being bombarded. I'm not sure. Oh my god. They're just completely ignoring the armor, obviously, which I'm not sure how they can do that. Maybe a function of insanity. It may just be so the Imperial Guard, as you can see, already have this many men and are this hard to defeat, which is a lot harder than the other races, of course. Because of how low the health is, I'm just going to go ahead and put this person on change their stance. Which, bear in mind, they'll chase after the enemy, which can be a problem. They'll get themselves killed by accident, and just be very careful not to let that happen. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and build another plasma generator because I'm running low on plasma generators. And, anyways. Listening shrines are a good idea. Okay, she's getting some healing. Or he, I'm not really sure. They don't really clarify that all that well. But it doesn't really matter. I don't know too much about the lore. I'm actually a new player to this, so for me, everything's about strategy. It's just more fun to think about the strategic elements of it. So, these are definitely the best units for oh my god. So they're the best units for defense, and as you can see, they prioritize buildings before they prioritize units. And even though enemy units are probably more, critically important, that's just the way the game works. So now that I have quite a bit more requisition than normal, I'm going to start to, now, yeah, okay. I'm going to start to try to exploit that. Now, these can be upgraded later on, and these will be pretty useful for destroying the enemy base. This is going to take a lot longer. Normally I do speed runs, but against the Imperials, I think it's going to take quite a long time. Maybe more than, I mean, up to 30 minutes, to be honest. And the more powerful I let them get, the harder and harder it's going to be to win. Because even though I'll have the same level of, ooh, crap, level of power theoretically, I won't have the same level of power. They'll be able to eventually attack my base and stuff like that. Right now I've got them distracted, but eventually they won't. Even the AI will eventually wise up to the tactic that I'm using. Shroud ability. Then we go ahead and get the Shroud ability. I think that's a good one. And even though, like I said, you don't necessarily want upgrades first, it's a good idea to get upgrades when you can. So right now, it may seem a bit odd, but right now, because things are relatively stable, I'm going to try to focus on getting as many upgrades to resources as possible initially. And that will help me to get more resources, and when I'm getting more resources, that'll help me to obviously defeat the enemy. So even though it's kind of a pain in the butt to begin with, to sort of sacrifice tactical combat efficiency for logistics upgrades, logistics upgrade have to be your primary focus. And these guys are glass cannons, so they have almost no defenses, but they've got great offense. As you can see, he's already building specialized units and things like that. And that kind of annoys me. So, anyways, I think I'm going to go ahead and... Man, I don't know. So I'm going to go ahead and, I guess, build another plasma generator, and that'll be enough. Even though I want the upgrades. So I'm going to try to go ahead and build an upgrade as fast as possible. This is kind of obnoxious. You do have to have a listening shrine in order to be able to do even the most basic upgrades later on. So my next order of business is getting a listening shrine. So I'm not dead yet. I don't want to jinx anything, but I'm not completely dead yet. So I'm just going to keep trying to survive and hope that I don't just get killed off. And yeah, that's my objective here right now. I can't capture most of the strategic points on the map, but I can capture, but I can capture as many as possible close to my own base, which is kind of cool, and make sure to always be doing maintenance. You see how these units are getting attacked, and how different buildings are getting attacked at all times, so that's something to look out for. I want to build one as close as possible to their base, but it looks like they'll just bomb it if I do that. Ooh, yeah, that was a mistake. Yeah, they're just going to attack the engineer. They're not even going to try to cover that up. Well, I am luring their men out, so that's good. So I built up enough turrets where now I can build a turret that's closer to their base, which will be a good thing later on for different... Okay. When is my soul shrine going to be made? Probably should put these guys farther back, so that way they're not on the front lines and getting targeted, because they will target these guys first. Their favorite target, initially, is almost always, oh, that's right, I have to build a support portal. Yeah, this allows me to build, like, tanks and stuff, the support portal. Now, in the particular case of this race, I don't think they actually build, there we go. So now I can get a D cannon up, and also one of these, oh, no, I can't do that yet. But I can get a D cannon up, and, okay, now I have a lot of resources right now. Oh, yep, I'm out of support okay. So, concentrating your forces on a small area allows you to more readily, defeat the enemy. Remember, their field command... Oh, crap. Their field command can actually produce infantry units. So even destroying their infantry base doesn't really do you that much good. As you can see, I'm kind of neglecting my own base here. So all of this has so far been concentrated on attacking the enemy base, which means that I've left myself defenseless. So there's a good chance, actually, that I might lose very quickly and suddenly, which is very common. So I think my objective here is going to have to be to try to build an avatar. I don't see any other way of me taking these guys on. An avatar is a super unit, of course, with your men. So, yeah. So I'm going to try to basically just hope that I can build a super unit, and that's just going to be the end of it. I have no other means of really taking the enemy on. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and build up some logistics, and then the very next thing I'm going to do is get this mobilized for war research, and then get the avatar, because quite frankly, that's the only way to win, I think. There is one thing, though. The fire dragons are pretty powerful, so I'm going to go ahead and spamming out some fire dragons. Normally, I don't ever get to the point where I'm spamming fire dragons, so one thing I like to do is I like to play games out much longer than I should to experiment with all of the... What was that? Okay, good. That was good. That was me destroying their stuff. Bear in mind, they can actually rip through any of your buildings very quickly with commander units. So, with certain units, they might just rip through all of your men. Luckily, I have him trapped. He's just sort of hiding out in his little corner. Can't build any more plasma generators. That's what I figured. So, pause. Gonna... These will turn them into gun machines. So once these things are gun machines, machine gun turrets, you'll get a little bit of protection to your base, but not a lot. These units can... Okay, good. So they're trying to build buildings. If they keep trying to build buildings, they get locked into a loop where they're constantly destroying themselves. And, yeah. Okay, after these turrets are built, then I'm going to start working on... these guys are actually pretty good, the Wraith Lords. The Wraith Lords are pretty neat. And you may not think it really matters to conserve your resources, buy a 50 or a... Like, I haven't upgraded to plasma grenades, I haven't upgraded any of these things. And you may think that's kind of silly that I'm holding off on these sorts of upgrades. But honestly, even a small difference can make or break the entire game. As you saw how quickly I lost last time. It's very easy to lose in this sort of game, so you need to focus on logistics first. So, yeah. One thing I'm scared of is that they're generating resources in the background. So I want to try to capture some of their strategic points, not even really to give myself, because I'm not going to be able to upgrade it, but just to give myself a little bit of... just to cut off their resources more than anything else. Because any resource point that I steal, they don't have. And them not having it is really more important than me having it. Because I can get away with low resources, but I don't think that they can. So that's something to bear in mind. Fire Dragon. I'm going to go ahead and spawn as Fire Dragon. I think that'll be worth it. And they're killing my man! Who would have suspected that they can kill my man? Oh. Balls. As you can see, I have no real... Oh my god. What is that? Holy crap. They just killed every last man. What even is this? Like, you can see that, like, there's this weird explosion thing in the background. And there's no explanation for what that is. I'm not even sure what's happening here. One of those grenades? Anyways, like I said, I just sacrificed a whole military unit in order to do that, so that kind of sucked. And, things don't always work out in your favor. So what's this? This is a critical location, and this is a critical location. There are no relics on this map, are there? This is a strategic point. Where's the relic? There are no relics, are there? So I can't build an avatar, can I? Well, we'll see. I'm going to start producing some fire dragons. Fire dragons are good against buildings as well, which makes them good at conquering the enemy forces. So that's what I'm going to look into. But, again, resource upgrades are the first thing you want to focus on, because then you can get as many resources out. You want to get out in front of the resource issue. Again, I don't even know what they're doing. You see those, like, explosions happening that are, like, stunning my men and that sort of thing. I have no idea what this is. And doesn't... I mean, is it supposed to be grenades? I don't get it. There's no real explanation provided either. They just killed my engineer. Of course they killed my engineer. What is going on? Stop running around the wrong way. See, this is the kind of stuff that happens where they just start being able to kill your men, and there's no explanation for it. Look, what is going on? Look at this. So, like, throwing something that's exploding at me. Are those grenades? I don't know. I'm not sure what's happening here. And there's no explanation being provided either. And... Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pause. What the heck is this crap? There's no explanation being provided at all, of course. That would make sense that they would explain it. These units are really powerful, but they're really mostly good against buildings. Because look how much damage they're doing to the turret. That makes no sense. How can they destroy a turret that fast? This is the kind of stuff that makes no sense in this game, where you get to a point where they just automatically start just blowing stuff up, and all of their men start dying. And there's not really, I don't even know how they're able to kill them that fast. There's nothing really provided in this game before that would have made it clear that this was something that was normal, I guess. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. And then Mind War. Yeah, Mind War. Probably Psychic Storm. And let's see how he does. I don't think I can get a captured relic in this game. Yeah, I guess there's not a relic on this map. I love how they can just kill my men and I don't even know where they're dying from. Okay, you know what? I don't even care at this point. Look at this, look at this. I lose 2 men with every single attack. I'm next to a healing gate, by the way. Why are they ignoring his health? They're able to just shoot through armor. And there's no explanation provided, of course. Why would there be an explanation? Holy crap. Did he kill my Farseer? Why is this one guy running all the way over there? Not really sure why my engineers aren't moving. I guess send them over here. I don't know. So I guess if I can't spam, I don't know what I'm doing at this point. Guys are going, okay. Now that I'm trying to capture a critical location, they're going to try to take it from me. Which means I've just triggered the AI in such a way to try to kill me. So that's not, yeah. Which is fine. It has to happen eventually, you know. So, yeah. Great, they can just kill all... Look at this. I don't even know what they're doing. Jesus Christ. It said cancel. Look at this. Look how much health they're losing, and like what are they even doing? This is so ridiculous. There's no explanation for how they deal this much damage. They just deal that much damage. Again, and my men can't do anything. Look, they're just sitting there doing nothing. What? How does this make sense? And how is it outranging all of the weapons that I have? Every single one of my weapons, apparently, just look how much damage that they're doing. Okay. Well, we're about to see if I can build one yet. Nope, can't do it. Okay. So because I can't do that, I'm going to have to stick to building these guys. Wraith Lords are pretty powerful, and they're really good against infantry. But they're not really the best. You see just how quickly of a problem this becomes. It quickly gets to this point where you really can't do anything about stopping them. I just wiped out one of their infantry oh my goodness. One of their infantry squads. But now it would seem that... so I'm probably going to lose. Because of the fact that I can't... These guys are supposed to be good against vehicles, by the way, but considering the fact this is insane AI, I don't know if that's really going to work out. So we're just going to have to see if they can do it. Pretty unlikely, I think. I just don't think they're going to be able to do it. And they obviously, as before, their walking patterns are pretty weird. Okay, so they're doing a pretty good amount of damage. Save game. Probably going to lose. Oh, good. Look at that. They're destroying them. Hey, 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 don't chase after them. Why would you do that? Why would you... What is this crap? You ever just notice sometimes there's just like crap? Okay? Okay, so I'm going to turn on this shroud, which should protect all of my buildings. Okay, why is my vehicle cap at 6? Exactly. Normally, there's some kind of like upgrade that you can choose that will upgrade how many men you can have. That's not happening, and I don't know why. So we're gonna think about this. Look at this. They're killing my men. They have a longer range. I'm not even sure if this is even possible or how it's possible, if it's possible, why this is happening in this game. None of this makes any sense. And I don't think that's the point, of course. I don't think they're trying to make sense. I think it's just, they can just kill all your men, and then that's just the end of it. So that's neat, I guess. This is kind of weird, obviously. One advantage of Soul Crusade, though, is that... So they killed all my engineers, okay. So they're going around, they're trying to circumvent my forces. I'm going to try to draw them back, because honestly, it's not a good thing to have them trying to go around me. These guys have great damage to vehicles and to buildings. So these have great armor penetration, and that's one of their main advantages at this point. So now with the shroud on, it should be hiding my buildings, and by hiding my buildings, that should make it much harder for them to just outright kill me. So that's a good thing. Oh, they destroyed it. So there's obviously a population limit, and I'm not sure how to get past that population limit. If it is possible to get past that population limit. So where are my engineers? Why aren't they coming out yet? Yeah, no real explanation. As you can see, they're really interested in protecting that one specific thing. Okay, sufficiently distracted. Now, I hate when they start running away, they start getting killed. Because that doesn't make sense. They shouldn't be taking more damage as they're moving. One, you're harder to hit. Two, it makes it impossible to do strategies. That is one thing I don't like about this game. You see how they were able to withstand a barrage of attacks right up until that very last second. When they started to send their men over. Why? Why? How are they changing their stances? Well, whatever. It just... whatever. No, 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 no. Mega crab, mega crab, mega crab. Okay, time to copy everything. Wow, that was fast. They just completely wiped out all of my men. Well, and I suspect anything different. So anyways, so as you can see, Fire Dragon's really good against buildings, which is particularly useful whenever you don't have a high population, which I don't for some reason, so, yeah. You never want to let the enemy get too powerful. Again, one of my big things early on was capturing that strategic point so I could basically take it as my own. So, having some units over here to distract the other units is a good idea, you know. Why? The controls of this game are very awkward. No, come on. Yes! Actually, I do want to look around. How many men did they have? Oh, okay. Okay, save replay as Insanity versus Imperial. So it is possible to win. You just have to trick the AI. Military, oh, I had more resources than him. So military, 188 versus 27. That's not bad. That's pretty good. At the very end, I lost a ton of troops. Probably could have been more resource efficient, but I was just... Again, I sacrificed one of my units to distract the rest of them, which wasn't on purpose. I thought they were going to survive. I didn't know they were going to die. I actually thought one of my own men's were going to be able to hold off the bigger horde. And as you can see, they make grenade launchers, and then they can just start grenading everybody. So, research count, yeah, I researched a lot of stuff. You know, once you want to focus on resources early on, because then not only will it help you in terms of getting more upgrades, because obviously with more resources you get other upgrades, but also it's helpful because the longer the game goes on, the more resources you generate. And even though people don't think of it as a large-scale thing, when you're making, you know, by the very end, even though he was on insanity mode, so you can see he spent more requisition than he generated, which is what, pretty weird. He spent more requisition than me, but I was able to get as much as him later on. I also got more power. I spent more power, and I was able to get a lot more stuff. So, militaristically speaking, 188 to 27. Destroyed half of his buildings, you know, obviously. You never want to let the enemy get too powerful, because if they build up a gigantic army, as you can see, I was a war of attrition. I was very slowly whittling down their forces. They'll just outright kill you. Another thing you want to bear in mind here is the simple fact that they simply do a lot more damage. So, anyways, very interesting result. Basically, distract their big army and whittle it down. You don't want to let them get too big, because there's no way I could have handled 800 of those infantry guys. But I was able to fight like maybe 20, 30 at a time. By the slow war of attrition, I was using my turrets to kill off, and so that way they could never kill off as many other men as possible, so they couldn't build up a big army. Allowed me to build up an army in order to defeat them. Obviously, no avatar, but because there's no relics. But I was able to produce enough dragon guys to destroy the buildings. And you can destroy buildings very quickly. So that's basically the overall objective. And anyways, what was it? Okay, already, that's right, okay. And there we go. Militaristically speaking, I did quite a bit. He has like almost no military compared to me. I have a 1 to 8 kill ratio, I think, or a little less, maybe 1 to 6, 1 to 7, whatever. I have a 1 to 6, 1 to 8 kill ratio. That's pretty good. And that's only due to the fact that they were able to just kill my men with grenade launchers. So it is possible to win against the Imperial Guard, but you have to be very, very good at what you do and try really, 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 really hard. It's a pain in the butt, and I don't expect it to be easy to pull off, and a lot of it's sort of luck and starting off in the right position. But ultimately, your goal is to mass spam enough units to destroy their buildings, so that way you can wipe out their buildings. Because that's how you win the game, is you annihilate the buildings. You don't just kill all the enemy forces. And basically distract their primary units, or when they're distracted, then send in, do a mean left hook, go in, take out all their buildings as fast as possible in a classic pincer or flanking maneuver. And, yeah, that's how you win. Anyways, that was fun. I'm going to try again probably later against a harder enemy, or an enemy that's almost as hard, and then try it with like the Space Marines and things like that. Because Eldar is a lot easier, but Space Marines, I'm not even sure if it would have been possible due to the healing and everything else I had. But they do have better units in terms of their commander units better, and the Marines are individually more powerful and have better defenses. But obviously no healing. So with an Apothecary, it may be possible, but I don't really know. Anyways, that was fun. So anyways, yeah.